Good morning, people. Just going to try and attempt to show you my balloon kissing from start to finish. I had a lot of requests. As you know, I've only done 3 videos, so I'm not very good at it, but I'll give it a go. It's going to be a really hot day here in Australia. I think we're reaching up to 37 degrees, which is just under 100. Okay, I'll begin. First of all, I'm going to do it on a gallery wrapped canvas of this size, which is 20 by 24 inches, which is 50 by 60 centimeters, because I have somebody in mind for this particular one if it turns out. I'm going to again try some different colors together. So I've got these are the colors that I'm going to use. It was inspired by a lady that put up a photo of the northern lights. It was mostly purples, lilacs, and then had green. So normally greens and purples don't usually play very nicely together. All of my paints are global impasto paints, which are an Australian brand. They're really thick and creamy. They come out vibrant colours when dry, and I just really like them. So these are what these are anyway. So this is the global purple, but then I've mixed purple with silver metallic to make this other delicious looking lilac-y purple. Then I've mixed purple with white to make it a little bit paler shade, and then gone paler again by mixing the purple with white, but very little. This is, I think it was warm blue, and I mixed a bit of silver in with it. It's a silver metallic, so just hoping these all play nice together. And then this is my trusty palm green, which I'd never used. It sat on my shelf for ages until I had just try it, see what it comes out like, and now actually loving it, doing a swipe with it. So I'm actually going to swipe with this. My pouring medium for this particular one is going to be 70% Elmer's glue all and 30% just plain water, not using any Floetrol or anything, because I mix this up and it works really well. But so does most PVA glues and all glues that are craft glues. If you mix them just slowly with water, seem to work quite well. This one I get from Amazon Prime, and they do deliver to Australia if you join Prime for free, so that's good. It's my machine has come on, my little now I have to turn it off. Okay, sorry about dogs barking. Okay, so I mix my glue all, my pouring medium. I don't weigh anything. It's just me. I just don't weigh anything. What I do is I put my global impasto in my cup and just add the pouring medium till I get, for this particular swipe, it's probably a bit runnier than you would do a dirty pour or a straight pour. So it's sort of, it's like the consistency of runny honey. I know it sends people crazy trying to get consistencies, but that's how I mix it anyway. And as I said, if it's looking a bit thick, I'll just add some more either water or more of my pouring medium into each of those cups. I use this Elmer, and I got that off eBay, which I found others work quite well too, but I just really like this because after my paintings dry, I seem to just go over with a moist cloth with just ordinary dishwater you put in the water and wipe over it, it seems to take the silicone off really well. So that was about like $6.95 Australian on eBay. So I just find that really, and I don't overdo it on the silicone, and especially for a swipe, because just between 2 and 4, I'm not sure what size these cups are, but ordinary drinking cup size. I'm not into measurements, sorry. So okay, I'll begin this. What I'm doing today is a pour, a swipe, and then a balloon kissing. So let me begin. Hopefully these colours marry nicely together. Okay. I start with the light colour underneath, and it's just simply pouring in a snake fashion. This paint does seem a little thick to what I normally would use for this technique, but we'll go with it. Just having such a good time just mixing colours that I haven't really seen together before, and because you can't really lose anything, it's trial and error with all of this, but got to have a bit of fun and a bit of risk taking. And you know, what's the worst that can happen? You just throw your piece away. So it looks very candy. When you're stirring in your silicone, you know, like all of you watch loads of videos saying stir 2 times, only 2 times, turn, stir 4 times, stir. You know, really, I've done all of the different methods, 1 or 2, and now I just give it a good old mix. This paint, what I actually do find is if I make up the paint a couple of hours before and leave it, it just seems to work better. I don't know, I get better results. It gives, you know, just works nicely, plays nicely. So okay, I'm going to give this a tilt now to cover the canvas and to run some paint off. Just okay. So I'll just put the little push pins on, well, the giant push pins on the bottom of my canvas. It just helps you be able to lift it and manipulate it and stop it sticking to your table surfaces. So just sort of give it a bit of a lift around so it covers all the baldy bits on my canvas. When I've kind of got all the bald bits covered, then I'll start tilting over the edge too. So you can give this a good old tilt to cover everything, because I've still got more paint that I'm going to load on it afterwards. Sorry if it's coming out of the camera frame at the moment, just got to tilt it. Like I said, this is a little bit thicker than the mixture I would normally use, so it's taken a little bit more time and effort to actually tilt. There you do look yummy colours. Okay. I'll just run it underneath with my hands. Don't use any special gadget. Touch the sides up with my fingers. just to make sure there's a bit of paint all over the side. Okay. Okay, I forgot to get my wiping cloth. You always forget something. Especially because I am certainly not used to doing videos to go public, that's for sure. I might add some of this. This is a purple I just mixed metallic silver with, and when it dries it actually, it's got a really nice sheen to it. Basically, any of you colours that you do have, adding silver or pearl will turn them into a metallic. So you don't really, you know, even your burnt umbers and browns, if you mix your silver or pearl metallic, it'll turn it into a metallic paint. And I mix a lot of my own colours, just experimenting. There we go. Might not put too much more of that on. Okay, put in some of the deep purple now. Okay, give it a little bit of a tilt again. Spread it around the canvas. The actual canvas is getting quite heavy now. Okay, sticking to my surface here. And I've forgotten to put an apron on, so this will probably be another dress that I'll ruin through painting. Which I'm really, really good at. Yeah, this is probably the thickest I've ever done this particular technique. Just tell how the paint's moving very slowly. So this might be one that I have to let dry off a little bit before I do my ballooning kissing, because sometimes I've found if the least amount of paint, I can balloon kiss sooner. But if I've got a lot of paint on and I want to keep that paint on there, then I have to just walk away from it, make a cup of coffee and come back. Okay. Just around the back here, just making sure the canvas is covered. There's no holes. Find if you add too much silicone to your paint cups, you will cause more like looking like holes on your finished work, because it just makes the paint separate. So is really, if you've got a silicone that's working, giving you cells, if that's what you're after, then don't overdo it. I found that less is better. Okay, well, I haven't used all of that paint because there's absolutely plenty on there. What I'm going to do now is move on to the swipe now. This is a bit risky and I've never done this particular one before, so if it turns out awful, I obviously won't be posting it. Well, maybe I should, because you should see the good, bad and the ugly. Okay, when I do a swipe, I do only do a thin line because it just takes up so much of the canvas or overtake, should I say. So maybe I need a little bit more because this is quite a large canvas, but certainly no more than that. That's plenty. There's no nice straight line or perfect, it's just how it comes out. As I've said, I use these, they're plastic file divider that you get from Office Stationery Works, and I just, yeah, they don't put too much pressure, but they seem to put the right amount of pressure. And what's nice is that you can just wipe them and then wash them at the end, and they're fully reusable. I think I paid $3 for 6, so they last absolutely ages. Okay, we'll begin with my swipe. So it's just sort of gently making sure it lays the very tip, about ½ centimetre. Probably needed a bit more. Okay, I'll go with this. Just go with how it. Just gently bring it towards you, and then give your plastic divider or whatever you're using to swipe. But I would definitely recommend investing in some of these. They give a really good swipe. Okay, again, just the very tip in your paint. Draw it towards you nice and slow, no hurry. In this particular, because I'm going to balloon kiss it, it doesn't really matter if you miss bits of areas out on your swipe, because you can always then make them a point of interest with your balloon. We'll go down this way. To try and turn the canvas around and keep it in the frame of the camera, stop it sticking to the bottom and stop it falling on me. Turn it around slowly, it's probably the best. Yeah. As you can see, cells are developing nicely already. It's handy now I've made my garage. My husband's kindly put a sink and work surface, and then I got this huge table off Facebook Marketplace last week, which gave me a really nice big paint surface, so very happy about that. Okay, wipe it off. Go. Oh my goodness, what have I done adding green to this?